Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurjana. I'm from class D with study ID number H012150. Social linguistic rules of speaking. Traditional linguistic research has focused most of its attention on exploring linguistic competence, i.e., the rules that govern the grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation of a language. This approach may have reinforced a widespread but erroneous belief about second language learning, namely, that acquiring linguistic competence will be enough for you to become an effective communicator in the second language. Of course, you need this knowledge in order to produce correct speech in that second language. Social linguistics argue, however, that linguistic competence by no means guarantees successful communication. Its crucial shortcoming is that it does not ensure that you can understand and produce socially appropriate speech in the second language. To see what social linguistics mean, consider the following conversation and its outcome. This conversation between a US host and a foreign student is hypothetical, but the same type of situation has been documented and discussed in the research literature. Rubin 1983, Thomas 1983. US host: would you like some more dessert? Do have some. Student: no, thank you very much. The host changed the topic of conversation and doesn't mention dessert again. The student really did want more dessert but was trying to appear polite by refusing. He remains hungry and might even feel offended because the host has not repeated the offer. Clearly, the speech of each participant is linguistically correct. What is equally clear, however, is that a breakdown of communication has occurred in the situation. The student has communicated to the host a false impression of his wishes. He does, in fact, want more dessert. The host, for her part, has interpreted the refusal as a genuine one. On the other hand, the host, attempting to be attentive and polite, might somehow be giving the opposite impression to the student. Neither participant in the conversation realizes doubt that there has been a misunderstanding. For social linguistics, such misunderstanding over evidence for the two of social linguistic rules of speaking. Just as the grammar, vocabulary, and phonological rules of our linguistic competence help us produce linguistically correct speech, the social linguistic rules enable us to understand and produce socially and culturally appropriate speech. They're acquired and applied usually unconsciously by members of a given culture. In our example, the host is following a social linguistic rule in his culture which states that over of more food are made once, or at most twice. The student, on the other hand, applies a rule from his own culture which states that you should never accept the first offer or even the second offer of more food. In his culture, it is polite to wait until the third or fourth offer, which he knows will come. There is extensive empirical data to support both the claim that social linguistic rules of speaking exist and that they may differ from culture to culture. Christopher 1982 reports the relative unwillingness in Japanese culture, compared with American culture, to directly refuse a request from someone. According to Abe 1974, South Asians, unlike Americans and Europeans, do not thank shopkeepers, close friends, or family members. Others researchers have suggested that cultures differ in how and how often they Apologies, Johan and Olstein 1981. Johan and Olstein 1983. Olstein 1983. From the evidence presented in the preceding paragraph, it is clear 5 that different cultures have different standards for what is socially appropriate linguistic behavior in similar circumstances. While thinking, apologizing, accepting, and refusing are probably universal activities. The rules for when and how to perform such action may differ greatly from culture to culture. Does it follow, however, that second language learners need to master the rules of the culture whose language they are learning? To address this question, let us return to the example of the foreign student and the US host, but follow the rules of politeness of their own society, but are unaware that there are other ways to show politeness. What is especially significant is that the student is already beginning to judge the host negatively. Reactions like this are relatively common in situations in which intercultural miscommunication occurs. One typical response is to jump to a conclusion and to attribute a negative quality, in this case lack of politeness, to the person whose language was understood linguistically but misinterpreted sociolinguistically. Learners of a second language therefore need to be aware that the 7 rules for polite interaction are not universal. Students should be able to identify situations in which the rules of the cultures are different. They must also be ready to modify their speech to conform to the social-linguistic conversations of the society they are in. Accomplishing these two tasks is not simple, but failure to do so will lead to misunderstanding that have negative consequences for those who are involved. Thank you very much. That's from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.